you trying to get a handle on Medigap and Tricare? Well, here to talk with me about that is Dr. Katie Vitaba, president of Good Care. Katie, welcome.
Thank you, Bob. Happy to be here.
Oh, happy to have you here to help you, to have you walk us through the open enrollment period for people with Tricare and Medicare, I guess, the intersection of.
Yep. It's the time of year.
So October 15th is when open enrollment begins, or the annual election period. And you suggest that people need to understand how Tricare works with Medicare?
Yes, it's really a question for people, and they wonder that Tricare for Life is what it's called for military retirees once they are Medicare eligible and their spouse. So they're eligible to have Tricare for Life. In order to do that, they must have Medicare Parts A and B. And then people wonder, since it's the annual enrollment time, do I need to get a Medicare Advantage plan or a Medigap or a prescription drug plan? And the answer, bottom line answer, for many reasons is no. You will have Tricare for Life in addition to the Medicare A and B, and that's really very comprehensive coverage, provides a lot of supplemental benefits and prescription drug coverage as well. So we do get asked, should I have those other plans? They're not going to help people, but there are other things people can do if their healthcare costs, in particular prescription drug costs, are getting high and expensive for them.
Right. So you mentioned many times people think that they need Medicare Part D, but in this case, they won't need that then?
As long as you're in Tricare for Life, it actually provides Medicare Part D as in drug benefits. So you don't need both. If you had a Part D plan, it would be redundant and buy you no more coverage.
Right. And what about the VA healthcare system? You mentioned in the article the possibility of getting some prescription cost relief there.
Yes, the Veterans Health Administration can be a wonderful resource for people in Medicare overall if they're eligible for VA benefits. All retirees from the military who have Tricare for Life, all of them are eligible for VA benefits. There are multiple levels of benefits, by the way, that would be determined when a person applies to the VA. But one of the most basic things that people can get is relief on their prescription drug costs. Because even with Tricare for Life, yes, prescription coverage is included, but as we know, many medications have become rather expensive for people. But if you go through the VA system, the cost can be much lower to the beneficiary when they use that system. So they would use the VA Health in addition to Tricare for Life. But there are a couple of caveats of using that.
So in the article, you mentioned that one big advantage of Tricare for Life is that it provides coverage for international healthcare services.
Yes, it does. It's one of the nice benefits of Tricare for Life. Medicare fundamentally does not cover international health. If people have Medigap plans, which I don't recommend with Tricare, but some Medigap plans offer some international health benefits, but the international health benefits in Tricare for Life are even better than those that you can buy in a Medigap plan. For example, you could be an expat and live abroad, which is not covered in any Medigap plan. So they can really be a nice bonus for that retiree, that military retiree who is in Tricare for Life, again, already in Medicare for themselves or their spouse.
Right. And then with Tricare for Life, as you know, this can be so confusing for not only me, but our viewers and whatnot. Is it fair to say that Tricare for Life is in some ways the alternative to Medigap, and that it does what Medigap would do in terms of covering copays and deductibles and that sort of thing?
I think it's fair to say that Tricare for Life is an alternative or substitute, if you will, for Medigap, as well as prescription drug coverage. So it's an all-in-one type of a supplement, which Medigap alone is not.
All right. And then Medigap obviously there's a charge there's a premium charge for the policy. Is that true with Tricare for Life?
Tricare for Life has no charge to the retiree, military retiree or spouse. So it's much more economical for them to be in Tricare for Life. You still have Part A and Medicare Part B, which does have a premium. But beyond that, that supplemental, which is very comprehensive, and prescription drug coverage is provided for no additional charge to that retiree or spouse. So it's a it's a good financial deal in retirement.
Right. And I take it that it's only available after you've enrolled in Medicare Part A and B.
It is required in Tricare for Life that a person must participate in Medicare Parts A and B. If you don't have both parts, you cannot enroll in Tricare for Life. That's right.
Right. So we've covered a lot of ground, Katie. Anything that we've missed or anything that just bears reemphasizing?
I don't think so. I think the big thing about Tricare for Life in prescription drugs is that I didn't mention is that using the VA health system, the retiree can use that for themselves. If they have a spouse, they wouldn't be eligible to use that. So when they have high drug costs, I think the best thing to do is talk to the Tricare representatives as well as their local pharmacy to find out what alternatives there might be for that spouse who can't get prescription drug relief through the VA. But I appreciate being here to discuss this important topic with you.
We certainly thank you for sharing your knowledge and wisdom about a topic as complicated as this one, Katie. Much appreciated.
Thank you. You're welcome.